Hi, guys. Hello, hello. Okay. Who's enjoying Anarchapulco this year? Yeah? Awesome. Who likes the Jardín? It's fantastic, right? What about the food? So the mole was my special request. You're welcome. Yeah, it's so good, right? I ate it here in their restaurant in November, and I was like, can you do this for 400 people in 3 months? And they were like, yes. And they did it, and it was my favorite meal of the week. So I'm feeling really, really happy and really, really grateful. I wasn't sure what I wanted to talk about. I'm so busy doing Anarchapulco stuff all the time. But my friends suggested the topic community realized. I said, okay, I can do that. Because for me, I'm finally at the point where I am existing in a space of community realized. It was a dream at one point. It was on my vision board. I want to live in an intentional community. I want to have roots in different geographic locations across the planet where I have tribes that I can be with when I want or need to be, right? I want to be able to create with people who I can do conflict with. And that right there, when I was thinking about coming up here today, what really community is. And to me, it's the people I'm willing to go through conflict with. You don't have to be just like me. You don't have to think the same things I think or think the same way I think. You don't have to have the same opinion. We can disagree on every single thing, but if you are good to me and I am good to you, who cares what we think because we have each other, right? Isn't that freedom right there? The freedom to truly, authentically be yourself around other people, that is community, right? Right here, right now, I feel free to be myself. And I'm grateful for that. And I hope that you guys feel free to be yourselves too, because that's what we're trying to cultivate here. Community is a complicated and very nuanced thing, and it is something I was seeking and seeking and seeking and seeking, and I didn't know where to find it. I went out to New Hampshire for the Free State Project, and I thought, this is where I'm going because other people are going there, and they're libertarians too. And then I got there, and it was awesome, and I went to 7 Porcupine Freedom Festivals, but for some reason, I couldn't do it, right? And I followed this journey. I visited intentional communities in different places. I integrated myself with different groups of people. And what I learned over the past 6 years living in a converted school bus, where we've gone from community to homeschool friends, we're places where I've stayed for 6 months or longer. Really, there's an art form to being in community. It takes art. It's living, breathing, functional art. And if you're unwilling to dance with the people around you and be graceful when they step on your toes and be graceful when you step on theirs, right? And continue to make art together, this is true community, because we are all imperfect human beings. And we're all going to screw up, and we're all going to make mistakes. And in a situation like this, I am literally making like 10,000 decisions a day, some big, some small, but every single one impacts somebody. And sometimes I make the wrong call, and I'm going to own that, right? Because that's what I expect from people in my community to do when they make the wrong call. Community doesn't have to be a geographic location. It can. And I'm living in one in Texas, and I'm telling you, it is nice, especially for the children. I mean, it's good for the adults. It's great for the adults. But for children to be able to coexist in a space where they can move from caregiver space to caregiver space barefoot knowing that everybody there loves them and has their best interests in mind, where they're educated on sight. They don't have to cover their face to go out in public to be around other children. They don't have to get in a car to go be around other children. They wake up, they walk outside, and community. It is there. It is visceral, it is tangible, and it is all encompassing. And watching these children exist in this way is the most beautiful thing I have ever seen, because they have shown me how to deal with conflict. Children are forgiving. They screw up, they hit each other, they hurt each other, they behind each other's backs, and they come together and they hug, and they laugh and they play, and they're silly, and they are so much fun. And they really are the greatest teachers of what community is, because children aren't judging you. They are loving and receiving you, right? They are love until somebody introduces, or something introduces a circumstance which takes that love away and it doesn't get replaced. And then we walk in to adulthood as dysfunctional human beings, and that applies to all of us. It applies to me. I entered adulthood as a dysfunctional human being. I had conflict with my roommates. I had conflict with activists. My ex-husband, my current husband, whatever, right? Like, wow. Then all of a sudden, you start to make priorities, right? You start to make priorities, and when you realize that freedom comes with great responsibility, and that responsibility means taking ownership for yourself, right? It means you own your reaction when people speak to you in a way that you don't like or understand. You don't blame other people. You take ownership for it. You talk to me in a shitty way, how I respond is on me. You doing that is on you. I don't feel disrespected when you're nasty to me, because I respect myself and I know who I am. And I believe that I carry an inner authority that is unshakable. And that is true freedom. And what I'm looking for in community with me are other people who can enter that space together and say, oh man, I screwed up. I see that you're hurting and I'm gonna come toward you. Even if up here I think I'm right, or I say, you did it, whatever, put that story away. Stop telling the story, right? And start connecting with the people around you. Because in the end, every single one of us are making tens of thousands of decisions every single day, and it impacts every single person on the planet, right? This isn't unique to me having the responsibility of, I'm not trying to make you all happy, but I really would like it if you were, so I'm doing what I can, right? But isn't that life every day? Isn't that life every day with our children and our spouses and our coworkers and ourselves, and we look in the mirror and it's like, wow, you know, that's all we're seeking. That's it. It's the freedom to love. So giving yourself the freedom to let go of the narratives, giving yourself the freedom to let go of the stories, because the way other people behave, it's none of your business. And I mean this. The way other people behave is their business and their business alone, okay? If you don't like the way I speak to you and you unload on me or treat me poorly, my words are my responsibility and your reaction is yours. And there is absolute freedom in taking accountability for yourself. That is liberation. That is true freedom. And as I've gone and I visited these communities, what was causing them from either finding longevity or stability or huge abundance? Conflict. It's people taking things personal. It's people telling stories. And it's people spending more time on what they don't want than on what they do. And I'm gonna tell you what, it was tempting with Anarchapulco when I was asked to take this on, to exist in a state of fear. What if? Can we get there? Will we find a venue? I mean, it took me 6 weeks to find this space because nobody was going to let us sit together without social distancing at that time, right? I didn't think about it. I focused on what I wanted, and I kept calling it in and calling it in and calling it in. I could see it. And Macy said, there's this place. come down, let's go visit. And when I walked in the doors, I knew. Not only the way it looks, but the way it feels. This right here, this is community. We are working in partnership with the people here at Jardín Secreto. And I want you to know that they are adapting and moving and shaking, and they've never had their limits pushed as hard as we are pushing them right now. They've never done anything like this. And they are doing a phenomenal job. Every time something slips, they fix it, right? I mean, it's incredible. And every single person here is so kind and so loving. And we may not speak the same language, right? It doesn't matter, because there's love here and there's a mutual respect here. And when I say the word respect, I mean it in the truest dictionary definition of the word. This word gets thrown around a lot, especially toward children. Respect your elders. Well, you know what? Respect is earned. Respect is earned. It is not something you can force or claim if it is not there. Respect is a deep admiration for one's skills, talents, or abilities. You want respect? Fucking shine, baby. Shine, and that respect will come. You don't have to ask for it. It simply exists. Period, the end. And here, in this space, I have the truest and most sincere and fundamental respect for the people of Jardín Secreto and what they are partnering with us to do. They are amazing. And you guys are amazing. I'm blown away. I'm absolutely blown away. In my life right now, I have a community that is geographic, in the woods, in the sandy, dirty forest, with children running around, being educated by the community. And I have Acapulco, Bonfil, where people come and converge every year in the beach and in the heat. And we share these ideas. And I swear we come back better every year. You make me a better person. Every single time I'm here, I change, I evolve, I grow. And it blows my mind. I mean, I can't believe it. It's like we're in a vortex or something that just never, ever, ever ends, and it's so beautiful. And y'all keep showing up. We're here. And this right here, this is community realized. I met my husband at Anarchapulco. When I was here pregnant last year, the whole crowd blessed my baby. You guys are my community, right? This place has woven a story into my life. My best friends, my favorite people to do business with and to do life with and to travel with, they're either here spiritually, like Lily, who's not here physically, or they're here, or I met them here. This place is magic. It's wonderful. And I hope you guys know how sacred and beautiful this is. Don't allow this to be tainted with drama or narratives. Everyone take a deep breath and choose love always. Because if we allow it, we can be stopped. But it will only be from within the community. It will be something we do to ourselves. I mean that. We are unstoppable as long as we exist in a space of love, and as long as we actually maintain boundaries that love ourselves. There was a long, long time that I existed in a state of codependency with this movement. Ernie told you some of my history. I worked with toxic people who treated people poorly, but they were big, famous activists, and I would justify it, and I would explain it, and always constantly be there helping and figuring it out, and all this emotional energy went into this stuff, right? And when I started doing work on myself, and I realized I was codependent in a lot of places, I realized that I, Catherine Bleish, was codependent with the liberty movement. And I started to do a lot of work deciding who I was willing to work with and who I am not willing to work with. If you treat someone poorly in front of me, I'm going to address it. If you continue to do it, I won't do life with you. Period. And I think part of the reason the vibe here is so high is because that is how we Anarchapulco are starting to function. We are choosing to focus on what we want. We are letting go of the things that are sucking our energy away, like toxic vampire slugs. I won't waste my time on it, and I will not, absolutely not, give any of that access to my life force. Okay? Tyranny can come from many places. Tyranny can come from a political institution, tyranny can come from within a community, and tyranny can come from with your own self, your own mind. And if we're choosing freedom in all ways, then we need to choose strong boundaries. Be mindful of who you let in your life. Be mindful of who you go into business with, because somebody saying I'm an anarchist does not mean that they are someone you want to do life with. Be diligent. The cost of liberty is eternal diligence, says Thomas Jefferson. That is me, an anarchist, quoting a statist. And it's true. If you want liberty, you must be diligent. And when you start to let your boundaries slip, things start to fall apart. This is financial boundaries. This is emotional boundaries. This is integrity. I will not, I cannot do community with people who treat each other poorly. I have cultivated a team very carefully and very intentionally of people who I can do conflict with. I have chose a community where I live, where my children are currently being raised, with people I can do conflict with people I can slip up and make mistakes and know that they're gonna forgive me and give me grace because they know that I'm a human being having a very, very, very strange experience here on this planet as we face all of the stressors coming down from all across the globe right now. We were all raised in a trauma-based mind control society. This happened to all of us, everywhere on the planet. We are all human, and we all are on a journey of healing. And it's a choice. And the people you're willing to do community with may not be the people I'm willing to do community with, and that's okay. Because that is freedom, and that is anarchy, and I'm allowed to choose who I work with. I'm allowed to choose who I let into my life. I am allowed to choose who I spend my precious, valuable energy, and most importantly, my precious, valuable thoughts, because this is how I am manifesting my own reality. I literally have everything I have ever asked for. And I don't ask for the type of things that the modern society asks for, right? I've asked for community. I've asked for intentional community, a place for my children to be raised where they are free and they are honored and they are safe and they're there. And they're running around without masks. You saw them in the ad? Those are my babies, my older babies, and my little ones here. I asked and I received. And I have let go of the story that I am a victim. I have let go of the story that anybody has power over anything in my life except for me. Anybody. Because I am sovereign and I am free, and I feel like for the first time in my life I can say it and mean it and feel it in every cell in my body. I mean it. I found freedom. And it wasn't through fighting. It was through loving myself enough to learn how to say no, and to say no clearly, and to have a line, and to not allow myself to get pushed back into a state where I don't have emotional integrity anymore, where I don't have intellectual integrity anymore, because I'm having a hormonal dump and my fight or flight is off because I allowed my boundaries to be pushed when I knew better, because every single time, without exception, I have known better. And I bet somewhere deep inside, so have you, and that comes from the state, that comes from your family, that comes from anywhere. When your boundaries are being pushed, you will never be free if you can't learn how to say no. Be it quiet, be it loud, sing it, yell it, cry it, whatever you need to do. Learn how to say no and do it for you, do it from a place of love. and make it about you. Stop making anything about anybody else. Not the words they say to you, the thoughts that they are having, because every time you let other people in your head, you are taking away your own freedom. Own your mind. Own it. Own your emotions. Own your soul. Take it. Harness it, and refuse to allow others in to suck your life force away. You want creativity, you want a future, you want beauty, you want wonderful, authentic, loving community. Become that. Be that with every cell of your body, and own your mistakes. Own them and love yourself for being human enough to fuck up, and being human enough to open your heart and say, I fucked up. And when you find the people that you're capable of doing that with, hold on to them and hold on to them tightly, because they are the people that will help you to manifest your dreams. It takes more than one person to accomplish most things on this planet. This event has taken hundreds of people. And if we don't have standards, if we don't have loving expectations, if we don't have grace and forgiveness, we won't get any further than we are right now. And what I see for the future, what I'm focusing on, we built one Earthship. How many more do you think we can do? Chad, love you, brother. We are about to go places. And if you are ready to come along for the ride, you have to get real with yourself. You have to make sure that you are surrounding yourself with people who you want to be like. And if you find that there are people in your life that are sucking away your life force energy, I invite you to consider spending your time, energy, and resources with somebody else. With that being said, I really am overfilled with gratitude because you all showed up and you're so good to each other, and you're good to the taxi drivers. And there's miscommunications, right? It's like we all speak different languages. Things happen, right? And you guys are graceful, and you're kind, and you're loving, and you're kind to me. And I think what we have here is community realized. And I hope that all of you are willing to protect this space with me, so that we can continue to grow. I don't think I have anything else to say.
We were lied to in an extraordinary fashion. Don't be lied to again. Do something. Join us.
So where I would say to begin is to assess the risk you're willing to take with anything. Everybody's got to assess what risks they're willing to take on with their lives and their freedom, because I have faced both loss of life and my freedom in the pursuance of this lifestyle.
Sorcerers are trying to take over the world, and it's a demonic ritual making us all wear masks. And it's happening now. These people who are in power, they use magic. And it doesn't matter if we believe in God or not, or if we believe in the devil or not. These people do. And they're using energy against us. All of this is a spiritual attack on consciousness.
There was a time when a pirate was free to make his own way in the world. That time is coming to an end. Navigating along the 7 seas and 4 corners of the earth for innovation and solutions that bring you true financial freedom. It's been 12 years in the making, perfecting the art of decentralization and privacy. In a world where privacy is a luxury of the past, where every transaction is being monitored by a centralized entity, and true anonymity seems like a fairy tale. Pirate Chain came to change the game. The first cryptocurrency to bring you the highest anon set ever. Unlike the rest of the virtual coins out there, where privacy is not a main feature. Pirate Chain's goal is to protect its users with the most sophisticated and most acclaimed privacy protocol in the world of cryptocurrencies. Are you gonna get on this ship, or are you gonna keep putting your financial freedom at risk? Visit us at pirate.black, because financial privacy today is freedom tomorrow.